Hello, welcome to Christina's Knitting Catch-Up episode 17. Today is Sunday the 15th of November 2015 and I'm coming to you from my home in Canberra, Australia. You can find me on Ravelry as Chrissaah, that's Chrissaah, and we have a Ravelry group just called Christina's Knitting Catch-Up, so do come and join if you would like. It would be very nice to have you. Not much goes on there. I had a competition recently, but and my show notes are there, but not much else happens. So yeah, come and join if you want to see something. This is a podcast for talking about knitting and craft things and yarny goodness. So I'll start with my finished objects for the fortnight because it's been a couple of weeks and I don't have any. And I'm very sorry, but it's been a very busy couple of weeks, and I'll get into that later, but I don't have any finished objects, and I think the world conspired against me. So I've got a half a finished object, I guess. I've got one sock, which I finished yesterday. This is for my dad, his Christmas sock, because you may know that I've been making socks for my family. That's my husband, mum, dad and brother if he ever sends me his foot measurements. So there's the sock. The yarn is Regia, Arnie and Carlos design line in Summer Night, which will be appropriate when it's Christmas because it'll be summer, very close to summer now. So anyway, that's the yarn for the main sock. The heel, toe and cuff are made out of Knit Picks Stroll fingering in white, and I used a Fish Lips Kiss heel and I tried a rounded toe for the first time. I just found some free instructions on Ravelry. I find it could be a bit wide for me, but Dad doesn't mind it. He did ask me to make his socks nice and loose, so the toe worked out quite well for him. But yeah, a bit loose for me around the toe. I like to have my taper a bit more pointy. Yeah, so not much else to say about that really. My ladders are getting better. This has been a long process of getting better ladders, but yeah, much better, isn't it? Weirdly, I tend to have ladders up the foot. You can see it there. But weirdly, after the heel, for a good inch or two, I can't see any ladder after the heel, and I don't know why. And then I sort of get more of a ladder towards the top, and I just can't figure out why that would be. But there's really no ladder there. Well, or, see? None. But I don't know why that is. I don't think that I'm doing anything different after the heel. Maybe it's the way the stitches pull after I've done this big chunky thing. Oh, and also the heel and toe are held double, so that's another reason why the toe is quite chunky. You can even see that it goes in a little bit after there. That's just because the yarn is held double. I haven't blocked it yet. I'm going to block all of the socks at once, just because. And I haven't even cast on the next one. Not even, but what I did find was I was foolish enough not to look at my 2 balls of yarn before I started, and I found that, this is toe up and I started here. I just started with the beginning of the ball, and with this one, the next one, I had to wind off this much to get it to be at the same point, which is weird because when I did Mum's socks out of a different colourway of this yarn, the balls started in exactly the same place. So I'm a bit disappointed, confused. Why is it like that? I don't know. I kind of expected to have to wind off some yarn for the first pair, but I didn't. So I assumed they were all made to be the same. But anyway, they're not. So that's a bit annoying. Anyway, so that's half a finished object. I only finished that last night. The cast off is Jenny's surprisingly stretchy bind off, which is a lovely free one you can find online, and the cast on is Judy's Magic Cast On. And the cool thing about that is that you cannot see, well, maybe you can if you look really hard, but you really can't see any cast on there. It just looks really nice. Looks like knitting. It's amazing. So I hope to start that second one a bit later today, maybe. And the other work in progress I have at the moment is my shawl that I've been knitting on. And this is the Chosen Path shawl. It's in a bit of a mess at the moment, and I'll explain why. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll already know. So here's where it's at. It's not nearly as wide as my arm span. And this is weird. So I was doing, in this shawl you can use DK, sport or fingering weight yarn. This is sport weight yarn, I think, and I mustn't be getting gauge, but I didn't really check gauge, so my fault. But I was supposed to use 450 meters of sport weight yarn, and I had 459, so I thought that should be okay for this, and I ran out. I have a little bit left because I didn't do the next couple of rows before the bind off. Instead, I just threaded it through this scrap yarn because I wanted to see how big it actually was when it wasn't scrunched up on the needles, and it's just not big enough. Like, it's not big enough for a shawl. So I was pretty bummed about that, because not only would I have run out of yarn had I cast off when the instructions said to, but it wouldn't have been big enough. So that was annoying. I found out that knitting faster does not make you use less yarn, because I still ran out, even though I was knitting really fast. And yeah, I'm quite disappointed. It's pretty though, isn't it? So this yarn is Touch Yarn Possum. I forget what it's called. It's something like that. And the fibre content is merino, I think, possum and silk, or something like that. And it's very soft, very touchable and warm. It's got a few kind of guard hairs in there. I don't know if they're guard hairs or just hairs. It's a little bit hairy. You might be able to see. Yeah. So anyway, it's not readily available, this stuff. I did manage to find one place to buy it on Etsy where Touch Yarns sells their yarn. It won't be the same colourway though. So when that arrives, I will be able to finish this. So the idea of this shawl is that you can either do it in stockingette and lace panels like I have done, or you can do, you know, bigger panels of the lace and stockingette. So what I'm thinking I might do is, so if you see, I've done stocking stitch, lace, stocking stitch, lace, stocking stitch, lace. So I've done 6 panels. And what I thought I might do is maybe do another stocking stitch panel and then 3 lace panels in a row. Would that make it too much bigger? So that would make it, sorry, no, I think that's too much. Maybe just another 2 lace panels to make this a 3er of lace, because I quite like the look of a large lace section towards the edge. Anyway, I might have to rip back a row, but that's not a problem. Not a problem. I've got this much yarn left, which is in a shocking tangle now. And the project bag I'm keeping this in is my ANU Library opening hours bag. Very attractive. For all, it's a bit dirty, for all of your project needs. And on the back, we have a handy list of what you can get at the library. Sorry, I don't have any proper project bags, but that's fine. I don't mind that at all. So that's my 2 works in progress, a pair of socks and a shawl that I don't have any yarn for. So that's a bit annoying. So when I finish this pair of socks and that shawl, I'm going to cast on a new pair of socks, and these ones are going to be for my brother. And this is what I'm using, Serta Heart and Soul. And I don't know what the colorway is, but it just sort of looks like my brother. And I was going to use this dark grey as a contrast, heel and toe. Yeah, so that should be nice. It is sock yarn, so it's made of 75% wool, 25% nylon. That's pretty standard. So that's what I'm going to do next. Also, I'm going to make a sample of these mitts that I've been doing the pattern for. I promise I'll do that before Christmas. It's a very busy time for me, which I'll talk about later. So I've got a couple of acquisitions. I'm pretty sure I haven't shown you. They're from Tumuck Valley Yarns, which is a yarn dyer in Victoria, Australia, and she did a release on her Facebook page and I got into it. So I got 2 things. First thing I got is these mini skein pack, and she calls this colorway Humble, and they're all fingering weight and they're superwash merino. So we've got, I've never had mini skeins before, so this is kind of exciting. We've got a couple of these blue ones, a few of these little white with bits of rainbow in them, 2 of this lovely grey, this mauvey pink, a light grey, and this lovely variegated rainbowy pink colour. And I really like that. She was selling a whole lot of different mini skeins, and I think that's very exciting. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. And the other thing I got is this skein of what she calls dipped in rainbows. I have a sneeze. Oh, sorry. Dipped in rainbows, and it is fingering weight merino superwash. And when this is knit up into socks, it looks like you get little stripes of rainbow along the sock, and it looks really cool when it's knit up. So I don't know if I'll make socks. It doesn't have any nylon content, so might not be the best thing for socks, but you know, if I do a nylon content heel and toe, I think that it could be pretty good. Also, you know, I don't mind if socks wear out because I'm just going to knit some more. So that's some acquisitions that I have. Now, I've been very busy the past couple of weeks, so I thought I'd tell you about what I've been doing. I actually have not recorded in 2 weeks because I've had so much on. So, last week I had my 10-year school reunion, so we're all 28 now, and it was really nice. I still live in the town that I went to school, so that was easy for me, but there were lots of girls travelling from overseas and interstate, and it was very nice to see everybody again. We just picked up where we left off, and it was lovely. So yeah, don't be scared of your 10-year reunion because it's really nice. Really very nice to see these girls again. I went to a girls' school, so didn't have to see any boys, luckily, because, you know, boys are gross. Then the day after that, I had a gig with the Steel Pan band that I'm in, and we played at a school fete, which was super fun. And I was pretty tired from the night before because, you know, we did get a bit silly the night before at the reunion, but yeah, we did a gig, which was really fun. Then on Tuesday, I had my students' concert, which I think I might have mentioned, where all of my students played a little piece and I accompanied them, and everyone did Christmas songs. So we had a few Rudolphs and a few Hark the Herald Angels Sing, and Santa Claus is Coming to Town, Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree. You know, we had all of these little songs, which was really nice, and all the parents liked it. I was really not feeling well at that concert, and it was because a student who really should know better told me that he wasn't going to play, and I got a bit cross at him. And then I immediately had to play in this concert, and I got really anxious and really felt sick. But I got through it, so that was good. Got through it, got home, had a little relax, then went out to another rehearsal. And then on Wednesday, we had a concert with the Canberra Wind Symphony, which was a Remembrance Day concert because the 11th was, of course, Remembrance Day here in Australia. And funnily enough, I saw Prince Charles that day as well. He was driving up to the War Memorial, and he drove right in front of me and made me late. So thanks, Prince Charles. You know, we live near the War Memorial, we live in Canberra, so, you know, we see at least some royalty every now and again. They're just people. So then there was the Canberra Wind Symphony concert that night, and that was all the concerts in the past couple of weeks. And then yesterday, Saturday, I drove out to a farm north of Canberra near Sutton and had a spinning class. And there were only 2 of us in the class, and this lady who owns this alpaca farm. And we were using electric spinners, which are about the size of a typewriter, I guess. They sit on your desk, and you plug them into the wall, and you can set the speed with a dial, and it spins. And it's just like a normal spinning wheel, except you don't have to treadle. So I really enjoyed that, and I found those to be really easy to use and fun. So I think if I do get a spinning wheel, it's going to be an electric one, because, you know, it's fun. It's fun. I don't want to get one really strong foot like the fairy tale. Do you know that fairy tale? There was a fairy tale about the 3 spinners, and one had a really big thumb, and one had a really big lip, and one had a really big foot, because they each did a different thing. The lady with the thumb twisted the yarn, the lady with the lip licked the flax, and the lady with the foot pedaled. So I don't want to end up with a really big foot. Anyway, so we're meeting again in 2 weeks' time to do some more stuff. Also at the class, as well as spinning, we also de-haired a bunch of llama fleece, you know, just raw llama fleece, and it was so dirty, it was disgusting. But we de-haired that, and then we put it on a drum carder and carded it like that, and I guess we might spin it next week. Next time, we'll see. So meeting again in 2 weeks to have an extra long class and to do the rest of the stuff. It was going to be a 3-week course, but we decided on 2 weeks because there's only 2 of us, and we sort of have the freedom to go longer 1 week. So this coming week I have another concert on Saturday. We have Voices in the Forest, which is a annual concert that's been running maybe 4 years, and I've played in every one. It's a concert up at the Arboretum, which is fairly new, only a few years old, Arboretum, which has sort of been replanted and redone since bushfires many years ago. And there's always this lovely concert, and they fly out some opera singers, international stars, and have some local stars as well sing in this opera concert. It's like the opera pops. So we sing like, I don't sing. They sing like Don Quixote and Nessun Dorma and Carmen, and, you know, just the pops that everybody knows. And it's really fun. It's a really fun gig, great orchestra, fun to play with. But we've got rehearsals Thursday, Friday, Saturday morning, and then the concert Saturday night. And I've got a gig I'm playing on drum kit the Saturday after, and I've got a rehearsal for that on Monday. So this week I'm only not out on Tuesday night because of rehearsals, because I've got Monday this drum kit pop band that I'm rehearsing with, Tuesday having dinner with my parents, not rehearsing, Wednesday steel pan rehearsal, Thursday, Friday Voices in the Forest rehearsal, Saturday Voices in the Forest rehearsal and concert, and then Sunday I think I can relax a little bit. So yeah, it's going to be a busy week again, so I probably won't get much knitting done. We will see. But if I do get, I don't know, is it even possible for me to knit a whole sock in a week? I don't even know if I can. But I will do my best to get another sock done, and then I can start working on the next one. I'm kind of looking forward to not having any more socks to knit. Yeah. So I might have a little announcement in a few weeks, but I have to wait until a few of the details are ironed out. It could be quite exciting for us, me and my husband anyway. Okay, now I've got a little book review. I've got The Knitter again. It's the only book I get, so, and it's my favourite. I love it. So this is issue number 90, and it's all about autumn and winter projects. I love autumn and winter knitting books because, well, I just find them more interesting than summer ones. I love jumpers and scarves and shawls and things, and the summer ones, not so much. I'm not going to wear a knitted tank top, no matter what. Okay. The first one they've got here is called Amaranta, which is a beautiful textured, not textured, lace jumper. And I think this is gorgeous. It's got a lovely lace pattern, and I quite like the fit as well. It's not too tight, not too loose, see? It's really nice. The one thing I don't like about it is the neckline though, because if you look here, I can see her bra strap. If it went up to like here and then down, I would really like it. But actually even the armholes are a little bit low. Okay, maybe I don't like it as much as I thought, but it is pretty, especially in that yarn. I really like that a lot. As usual, the knitter has a whole bunch of pages of things that are on, interesting things you can buy, places to go, yarns to buy, stuff like that. It's like a gossip sort of thing. Okay, here's another one. Unach, maybe. And this is a pretty plain cardigan with a colourwork yoke and also colourwork down the bottom hem. And I gotta say, I'm not that keen on this. I kind of think that the collar looks a little bit like a fried egg. Do you know what I mean? Like her head is where the yolk would be, but it looks like a fried egg or some kind of dessert. And I don't really like the crocheted edging on the sleeves or the hem here. I just think it makes it look a little bit kiddie and, I don't know, like a dessert. See? Do you think that looks like a dessert? I'm not too keen on it. I don't know what it is about it. There's something that is reminiscent of ice cream or sprinkles or something like that. Okay, here's an arty one. This thing can be worn three ways. It can be worn like this as a kind of top, and I think it's got a button at the side so you can do up the underarms, but also it's got a huge cowl sort of neck thing. Yeah, I don't want to... It can also be rolled up, like this is the collar. It can be rolled up to form a boob tube, or over here can be turned upside down and made into a different kind of dress. So if you're into that kind of thing, that is called Lillian. Lillian. It's quite pretty and very interesting. And that one's by Kari Helen Rain. And there's this interview with the designer, Kari Helen Rain, and it's got some of her interesting designs here, and they're very feminine and cute designs, very nice. Next pattern we have in here is called Broadleaf, and it's just a men's, or I suppose you could make it a women's, couldn't you? Or a child's even. You could modify this. It's just a vest. It's got very pretty diamond pattern there, and I think that it would be very easy to modify this to be a jumper. Just make some sleeves. Bung them on instead of the ribbing and you've got a jumper. I think it's quite pretty. It doesn't have any worn photos though, so I can't show you what it looks like on a model. Next thing we've got is a pair of socks. I haven't really thought about these much, but they're called teasel, as you can see there. And it's a floral kind of lace design on the foot, upper foot, and not the lower foot. And they're quite short socks too. So if you didn't have all that much yarn, these would be a good one to try. Oh, letters, articles. Now this is an interesting one. I actually quite liked this Galloway. The thing I don't like about it is the model's hairdo. What's going on there? She's being a unicorn. But yeah, it's a hoodie without sleeves. So again, I'd put sleeves on it because that's what I do. But it's quite a nice textured hoodie, and I do like the look, but man, that hair, very odd. Next we've got a little, it's a bit too small to be called a shawl, I think, but it's called Cloud Valley. There you go, by Anakin Alice. Long crescent shawl. And it's quite pretty simple. I don't think it would take all that much yarn. And the main part of it is knit in garter stitch. So that would be kind of mindless knitting. Very pretty. It looks like tulips to me. There's an article about Artisano yarns, which is a very interesting yarn company that is ethical. Next we've got this huge cardigan, more like a jacket, with enormous sleeves, called Diagonal Dance. And this has stripes, but it also has colour work on top of the stripes. So we get this diagonal diamond pattern on top of the stripes, which I'm not that keen on. But, you know, it looks like the most comfortable thing in the world to wear. So, and here's the back, which is pretty cool. Next we have a raglan sleeve cardigan, and there's something about this that I don't like. It seems boxy to me, boxy and shapeless, and there's not much detail about it here either, so that's what you get. It just seems funny, the shaping. Oh, this one's cute. Got a little boy's jumper called Geordie, like Geordie LaForge. If you don't know who Geordie LaForge is, go and watch all of Star Trek The Next Generation. Yeah. I don't know if they spell Geordie with a G in Star Trek. Got an article on new yarns and a few book reviews. They review magical Shetland lace shawls to knit, finishing school, and geometric knitting patterns, and sequence knitting. So they review a few books every month. Next one is a Louisa Harding design called Fillets. And this is really pretty as well. You could make this longer so it was a dress. You could make it shorter so it's a jumper. In fact, there is a jumper on the next page. Itchy. But look at how big those sleeves are. If I were to knit this, I would just make the sleeves a whole bunch narrower. There's the jumper version of it, but still the sleeves are kind of big. But I do like the lace design. It's very pretty down the front there. That could be just about it. There's an article on crochet for knitters. I crochet left-handed. It's most inconvenient. And that's it. So just tell you about my crochet. I might have told you before, but my mum taught me how to knit, and she's right-handed, so I learnt right-handed knitting. I'm left-handed, but I'm sorry. I'm left-handed, but I knit right-handed. It doesn't seem to make any difference to me. But I learned crochet from a lady at Girls Brigade, and she knew I was left-handed, and so she taught me mirror image. So she taught me sitting opposite me, and I copied her in reverse. So I knit with my crochet, with my left hand holding the needle and my right hand holding the yarn. So I do this, and everyone else does this. And you'd think since I'm a percussionist I might be able to do both, but I can't. I've tried crocheting with my right hand and everything just goes pear-shaped. As a result, I find it kind of hard to follow crochet patterns, so I stick to knitting. I don't mind crochet. I've done a lot of crochet in the past, but I haven't ever followed a pattern really in crochet. I just do my own things. So anyway, that will do us for today, I think. I hope you have a really lovely week. I hope I will be able to record next Sunday. It's going to be a busy week, so we'll see how I feel. If I don't have anything to say, if I have no knitting to show you, then I don't think I'll record. But feel free to get in touch with me on Ravelry or in the comments here. I do love hearing from people, so yeah, I don't think I had anything else to say. So have a really great week, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.